perspective of Cointelegraph. It says Trump tariffs squeeze already struggling Bitcoin miners. And this is from Brain's executive. So, quote, it will take a decade for the U.S. to catch up with cutting-edge chip manufacturing, Brain's chief marketing officer, Christian says. Now, this is obviously the big question would be, if tariffs go in place, chip manufacturing needs to get stood up in the United States so that the U.S. can be competitive. Like, how long does that take? And it takes a very long time to get chip manufacturing on the level of China. And that is, I think this is a more relevant concern when it comes to tariffs and their impact on U.S. Bitcoin mining in the future, though, because everything that's been ordered up to this point, everything that's getting shipped over, that's kind of already gone through that process. I think like the Bitfarm standing up their HPC data center as well as their Bitcoin, that stuff's already been put into place. So I don't think any of that's going to shift. I think you'll see a slowdown in hash rate growth US side, but I don't think you'll see a big like cutoff, right? At the end of the day, the new trade tariffs announced by Donald Trump may place added pressure on the Bitcoin mining ecosystem, both domestically and globally, according to one industry executive. While the U.S. is home to Bitcoin mining manufacturing firms such as Auradine, something like that, it's still not possible to make the whole supply chain, including materials, U.S.-based. Chief Marketing Officer at Bitcoin mining tech provider Brains told Cointelegraph, and that's completely true. On April 2nd, Trump announced sweeping tariffs, imposing a 10% tariff on all countries that export to the U.S., and introducing reciprocal levies targeting America's key trading partners. Community members have debated the potential effects of the tariffs on Bitcoin, with some saying their impact has been overstated, while others see them as a significant threat. And like I said earlier, in the short term, I think the impact has been overstated. In the long term, it could be more impactful. But as was mentioned in chat earlier, by Eugene, the tariffs are more of just a negotiating tactic at the end of the day. And I don't know that any of those will stick. And until they stick, and until it's clear what industries they will impact, it's hard to say that it's going to have a massive impact on this right now, right? So he did go on to say that the mining industry is already experiencing tough times, pointing to key indicators like the Bitcoin hash price. Hash price is a measure of miners' daily revenue per unit of hash power spent to mine Bitcoin blocks. It has been on the decline since 2022 and dropping to all-time lows of $50 for the first time in 2024. And I actually already have that chart pulled up here. Where was it? Yeah, so right now it's back on the rise, right? It got down to a low on April 7th of $39. And today it is sitting at $44. So it's still down $6 from the time this article was written. So that's important to note, I suppose. It's continuing to go down. And this is important because the hash price is the key metric miners follow to understand their bottom line. It's how many dollars 1 terahash makes a day, a key profitability metric, and it's at all-time lows right now. He added that mining equipment tariffs were already increasing under the Biden administration in 2024 and cited comments from Summer Meng, general manager at Chinese crypto mining supplier Bitmars. Quote, but they keep getting stricter under Trump, he added, referring to companies such as China-based Bitmain, the world's largest ASIC manufacturer, which is subject to the new tariffs. Trump's latest measures include a 34% additional tariff on top of an existing 20% levy for Chinese mining imports. In response, China reportedly imposed its own retaliatory tariffs on April 4th. It was also noted that cutting-edge chips for crypto mining are currently massively produced in countries like Taiwan and South Korea, which are hit by new 32% and 25% tariffs respectively. Quote, it will take a decade for the U.S. to catch up with the cutting-edge chip manufacturing. So again, companies, including American ones, lose in the short term, he said. He also observed that some countries in the Commonwealth of the Independent States region, including Russia and Kazakhstan, have been beefing up mining efforts and could potentially overtake the U.S. in hash rate dominance. Quote, if we continue to see a trade war, these regions with low tariffs and more favorable mining conditions can see a major boom. Of course, Kazakhstan still has a major energy problem, like we've talked about before. I'm not so sure they even have the infrastructure to... Here's the thing: is like Kazakhstan doesn't have the infrastructure to support mining at the level that the U.S. infrastructure can support it. And you can say, okay, well, obviously it would take a long time for the U.S. to catch up to the chip manufacturing rate of these foreign countries. At the same time, it would take those foreign countries a lot longer to catch up to the energy capacity of the United States. And once again, I go back to my original thesis, which is that cost of energy matters more. Period. End of story. Cost of energy matters more. The cost of the Bitcoin miners, you can take a 25% increase all day long as your energy cost is the lowest and you have the highest capacity. That's the argument. This argument of like these tariffs are going to destroy the mining industry in the US, I don't believe it for 1 second. We have the power infrastructure. We're lowering our energy costs. The cost of miners going up 25% means fuck all. End of story. So I like it. It doesn't even make sense. It's like they're completely ignoring the fact that Kazakhstan had to like impose laws to stop people from Bitcoin mining because the power infrastructure wasn't there. Now, the power infrastructure is there for China. That's going to be the biggest competitor. And we'll have to see where it goes from here. Obviously, China's spinning up all their coal plants, but we're starting to do that too. I don't think you're going to see a third player come into the mix that's going to compete with the United States at the end of the day, right? It's just, we're so far ahead from an energy perspective that it's not even funny. It's like us and China. Russia's going to take a long time to catch up too. I just don't think that this is as big of a deal as people are making it to be. Says Trump's stance on crypto has shifted multiple times over the past years. As his administration embraces a more pro-crypto agenda, it remains to be seen how the latest economic policies will impact his long-term strategy for digital assets. Let me know what you guys think in the chat. If you think I'm going down the right path with this theory that energy cost and infrastructure matters more than anything else when it comes to Bitcoin mining, and a 25% increase in the cost of the hardware itself is negligent or like negligible at best, right? That's my thoughts on this. But, you know, I could be wrong. I've been wrong in the past plenty of times. I just don't think it's going to be as impactful as people think it is. I hope you enjoyed this clip from the Crypto Mining Show. If you would like to see more from this particular episode, take a look up here. Don't forget to also subscribe to the channel. And if you want to support me directly, you can go to sonofatech.locals.com and become a member. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next Tuesday.